Okay. First two things are making sure I'm good. And if the stream is up, it looks like it is. If you guys could hear me in the chat, please give me a hello. Alright, everybody. Welcome to round 11 of the AM3 Championship here in Contest of Speed. I am Deathstorm, and we are racing tonight. Like last week, the unfortunate demise of Ayrton Senna. We are in Sao Paulo, the birthplace of Ayrton Senna, at the Autodromo Jose Carlos Pacha, better known as Interlagos. Track length 4.3 kilometers or 2.677 miles. Has 15 turns rather, with one DRS zone. Track record around here is a 110.540 held by Valtteri Bottas in the Merc W9 2018. And this track was named after Jose Carlos Pacha, who died in a plane crash in 1977. And already fireworks are going off here in rainy Brazil. Like in EU4 this afternoon, or this evening for us in the EU, we have a rain-soaked qualification. Today we have 14 drivers. All 14 are in the lobby, so I don't have any issues there, which is a very, very good thing. A little bit of cleaning up to do from Imola from last week. We had a steady, good crew. No incidents were reported from Imola. So the final results of BK, Sod, and Hood Kool-Aid Man stand. BK is in first in the championship with 171 points. Sod is in second with 138. Sean Boy is in third with 119. Hood Kool-Aid Man in fourth with 95. Great Ape is in fifth with 78. Red Arrow in sixth with 71. Kane in seventh with 58. Groon in ninth with 52. And already we have ASAP Bloggy disqualifying himself from the session for what appeared to be blocking the pit lane. I do apologize. Easy 10's in ninth with 32, and rounding out the top 10 is JC with 30. Constructors, Red Bull have pretty much an insurmountable lead at this point with 290 to Williams 171. Alpine's in third with 136. Aston Martin's in fourth with 101. Ferrari with 94 is in fifth. For Mercedes with 74 in sixth. AlphaTauri with 49 in seventh. Haas with 45, McLaren 32, and Alfa Romeo 16. With that being said, we are done with the cleanup from Imola, and we are setting out on a lap with Mr. Red Arrow, as he's already invalidated through the Senna S. I'm trying to see who is the very next car. I believe that might be Hood. Let's take a lap of the... whoa! What was that? That was an team, if I've ever seen one. Good grief. We're right in the middle of the track. Let's see here. Alright. We'll go on board here with Kane, as he is about to go on his hot lap, and we'll take a tour of this Interlagos circuit, a very rainy one as you guys can see, going up the hill toward turn 1 in the Senna S. Very low speed through here. Normally it's a decent amount, but the Senna S, the left right, heading towards the Curva del Sol, and then this straightaway, which is a DRS zone, with the Retro Aposta into the Sena del Lago, the double apex left-hander here, and then you go up the hill after making the left-hander to a very fast sweeping right-hander, normally in the dry, but in the wet you're going to be in fifth gear, I could take that in the 7th and possibly in the 8th here in these cars in the dry. The infield section here, very technical infield section here in Interlagos, very undulating. Very hard on the traction going up the hill here toward the end of Sector 2. Another hairpin heading towards Zhongkao now. Going downhill on this sweeping left-hander at the end of Sector 2. And then hitting Zhongkao now, which is turn 12. Turn 12. Going up the hill now to the finish line. Turns 13 right here, 14 and 15. DRS would be activated here as he takes a wide approach to the line, and the benchmark currently will be a 1:21.9 for Mr. Kane here. BK is in second now with a 22.5. That is the second time on the board. Sean Boy is 2 seconds behind him. These guys are just going to get to grips with the wet weather here. Gru slots in the third. Times are going to come in a little hot and heavy now for the first round. Paul is now approaching a hot lap, so we will come back to him. Red Arrow's about to cross the line with a 1:20.087. Wow. Almost 2 seconds clear of Mr. Kane. So we have a new provisional pole. His teammate Grade 8 was a 22.7, slots himself into 4th. We have our first Ferrari coming through. I believe that I said Kool-Aid Man to the line. A 20.8 puts him in P2, still 8/10 clear of Mr. Red Arrow. That is absolutely insane. With Jay with a 33.6, that is definitely a banker lap for the other Ferrari as well. Gru letting some drivers go in the infield here. Let's see, in Sector 2, heading toward the hairpin. Again, very undulating, very easy to unsettle the car around here. Heading toward the end of Sector 2 now, heading toward Zhongkao. And into the place that, famously, in 2008, the Timo Glock Lewis Hamilton overtake that gave Lewis Hamilton his maiden world championship. I had to take a root beer. Paul slots in the P5. Shockingly broken. There was a small update prior to tonight, so I'm wondering if the update jazzed some things up again. Which, it's EA. I wouldn't be too surprised if they did. Let's see, who is on a lap here? The AlphaTauri of Gustavo is about to set on a lap, so we will go back to him momentarily. Chris Zip, who has made his return. Oh. Is that Sod in the chat with that DNF? Is that where I magically popped up the car in the Senna S? Let me know. Oh, jeez. Okay, it's Sod. Okay. That's very unfortunate, dude. You're gonna have a to-do here. At least you won't be starting dead last. You'll be starting P13 at worst. So, going into... Oh, jeez. I may have to start getting some wet weather in, because both races so far has had some sort of wet weather in either quali or the race. Anybody into the pits that's listening to the chat, I would like to kind of know, potentially, question mark, what's going on? As far as in the chat is concerned, whether it be a dry or a wet race. Chris Zip is about to head toward the hairpin at the end of Sector 2 here. There is yellow in front of him, but it has since turned green, so we are good. Alright, Red Arrow into the chat as always with a dry race, so exactly copy paste EU4 here tonight from the AM3 boys. Chris Zip is about to go to the line, and we'll see what he has. And 23-2 slots him into P9. Gustavo will be next across the line. 2012. Definitely a banker. I definitely know he's got more pace than that. And that is definitely good to know, whether it be inters. Of course, inters would technically really be faster if you think about it. A little less tread, a little more slicky, but it's a very fine balance there. Sean Boy is actually 0.3 slower from his first time, as we have another, it looks like another Red Bull in the infield there. It looks like BK. But we'll see what Sean Boy has going through Sector 2, see if he can gain any time. No, he is 2 seconds slower. That was BK, by the way, who was actually a second faster through Sector 1. And that just completely bottled it. And wow, he's got a very big snap of oversteer through the final couple corners here. Let's see if he bounces into the pits. He's not going to. So BK is going to be on another hot lap, as it looks like. We'll see what he has through Sector 1 here. If it dries up, it may flip-flop the grid depending on who gets out on the tires. The correct ones, anyway. BK, 7/10 up through Sector 1, so we'll stay on board with the AM3 Championship leader as he makes his way through Interlagos here. He's going up the hill at Sector 2. He's definitely loose. He's definitely got a dry setup on the car from the looks of things. Through the infield now, Mr. BK is going. Sliding through the infield now. This is turning into a Tokyo drift here in Sao Paulo. Ooh, big snap over there going into the hairpin. Let's see if that lost him some time. He was 7/10 up through, and yeah, he lost over a second there. So he is struggling, needless to say, on pace. We have a little under 7 minutes to go now here on quali, as Hood Kool-Aid Man looked like he lost it and went into the barrier going up the hill in the infield. One time. We will get his Sector 2 time, however. We'll stay with him through the infield here in Sector 2. Mounts the curve very nicely early on the throttle, not losing the car. That's the most important thing of the whole shebang, is not losing the back end of that car. Is keeping it neat and tight, going down the hill to junk out, and he invalidated, and he was a little slower in his time anyway, so that actually done nothing for him. Hood Kool-Aid Man is starting to slide a bit as well, as you just saw. He's about to bounce into the pit lane. I'm wondering if it's wet compound tires are just going to be too cooked now, as Electrocontra is heading toward the Salina del Lago. He is a half a second slower on his time, so this is going to be the lull in the action now, where guys are going to come out for their last runs within the next couple of minutes. Looks like a Red Bull from the screen is about to come out. I don't know which one it is. Yeah, it definitely looks like it's going to be the inner crossover now there, Mr. Ricardo. It looks like that is Sean Boy that's coming out now, so Mr. Sean Boy, who I have some inside information, is quick in the dry around here. So he might be one to watch sneaky tonight. If I'm not mistaken, within the next couple of races, the Red Bull duo of Sean Boy and BK may be able to lock the Constructors title down. Maybe even this round if things go according to plan here. It's 2 Red Bull versus 1 Williams at the moment, because I believe Saad's teammate is not here tonight. Yeah, Easy 10 did decline it back. So, with that being said, Red Bull could take a mass chunk of points out of Williams tonight. As I've said before, we are in round 11, so round 11 of 16 here. In season 12, it could pretty much almost be over at this point. We'll see what Sean Boy has. He is actually going in, so this might be the crossover. He was on the wet compound tire. Paul is up on his time, over a little over a tenth. Grew, I didn't catch his sector one time myself there. So we'll stay on board with the McLaren driver going through the infield. And we shall see what he has through sector 2. As I'm going to stay quiet for 2 seconds while I gather my thoughts. And 0.8 of a second. It definitely appears to be drying up. It's going to come down to who gets on the intermediate tires. Those guys that are in the pits right now are actually at a big advantage. And Paul is coming to the line. He goes to P2 with a 20.6. Red Arrow is still 0.6 clear of the entire field. But yeah, this is definitely looking like it's going to be the crossover point here. Times should be, and more than likely will be, dropping. Sean Boy is about to go out. BK is on the intermediate tire, so this will be interesting. Okay, Red Arrow on the intermediates. Paul's just going to be coming in, so he's going to be on the wets. Great Ape on the inters. Hood on the inters. Sean Boy on the inters. Kane's on the inters coming out. BK is on the inters, as I've already said. Gru's invalidated. He's on the wets. With J enters. Crisp Zip, if he makes one more run, I'm more than likely he'll go on to the intermediates. Electric Entree, boom, on the inters, and then bam, BK with a 119.1 sets it on pole by 0.9 of a second. So that affirms and confirms absolutely everything about it being in the crossover period. It's not in the crossover period anymore, it's the intermediates. Red Arrow goes P2 with a 19.2. So our provisional pole sitter for most of quali here tonight, unfortunately, is still on the front row of the grid, but he's not where he would like to be. Kane has left the session. That is not good. Got a couple of minutes. Let me invite Mr. Kane into the lobby. I just gotta find him. Kane, if you're listening, you have an invite from the COSCOMS account. We have 1 more minute to go here in quali. Paul's not going to be able to make it out at this point. Kane, unfortunately, is not going to better himself, so he might be sitting on the back foot. Chris Zip may make it to the line. He is in the infield currently. He's going to have to push. Hood Kool-Aid Man makes it to the line, so the only one in question is going to be Chris Zip. 39 seconds to go here in quali now. This is going to be your final runs here as the Ferrari goes down the Retro Aposta into Decina da Laga. And he is up on his time by 0.4, it looked like, from what I saw there. I wasn't looking directly at the clock. Now the Ferrari is going up the hill into the sweeping right-hander. There's a car in front of him, bounces out of the way. Nice situational awareness from the AlphaTauri there, as now the Ferrari is into the infield and qualifying is over. We have an Aston Martin, it looked like. Okay, that was an Aston Martin or Chris Zip. Sean Boy is third. The next car to cross the line looks like it's going to be Gru. He's going to go to P7. And then we're going to go on board now with the Ferrari man as he is out of Joncao and heading toward 13, 14, and 15 to end the lap here. Let's see what he's got. I didn't get a sector 2 time. Hugging the line, 117, 118, 119, 1 puts it on pole by 0.03 of a second. Hood Kool-Aid Man on provisional pole. The AlphaTauri that was behind is into the pits. With Jay is going to be next across the line. Then we got some Fast and Furious cars. It looks like a Red Bull right behind Aston Martin and a Haas. So this is going to be quick. We have Whitjay about to come to the line now. His teammate is on provisional pole. And Whitjay goes into P8. We have a Red Bull right behind. BK 18.8. First guy into the 18s. We have a Haas coming to the line now. That is Electric Entree. He is down in P11. The Aston Martin bounces off into the pit lane. So that is that. Great Ape goes up in the P4, and that is your quality. Your qualifying over. The AM3 championship leader is on pole. The one of the super subs in the AM2. Hood Kool-Aid Man is in P2. Red Arrow is in P3. Great Ape rounding out the second row. Sean Boy is in P5 with Paul in P6, and we'll go through the rest of the order momentarily. Kane found his way into the lobby. Hopefully just in time. He may not be able to take control of his car in the formation lap, so we'll find out soon enough. But as I've already said, oh geez, wow, good job, Duststorm. BK on pole, Hood Kool-Aid Man second, Red Arrow third, Great Ape fourth, Sean Boy in the third row in fifth, Paul in sixth, Prue in seventh, Whitjay in eighth, Kane in ninth, Chris Zip rounding out the top 10, Electric Entree in the 11th, Gustavo in 12th, Saad Nayaz in 13th, who had that very unfortunate, I don't know what happened in the pit lane, it looked like, and then P14 ASAP Loggy disqualifying himself in the pit lane, it looked like, as well. Those back two guys have it to do. Not questions. Predictions into the chat. Podium, safety cars, calamity, chaos, bedlam, insanity. You name it. I'm all ears. For me personally, I think it's going to be BK. Wow, great Abe. That's a great prediction. You, and you. Okay. Yeah, I've already been informed that there is no rain for the race, so this will be interesting. I am gonna go out on a limb and go tonight, just based off of somebody chirping in my ear before. I'm gonna go Sean P1. I'm gonna go Hood Kool-Aid Man P2, and I'm gonna go BK P3. And I'm basing my prediction off of something BK has said before we began here this evening. Alright, as we go through, now we have the tire graphic up for you. BK is on pole, he's on the medium compound tires. Hood Kool-Aid Man in second on the hards. Red Arrow on the mediums. Great Ape on the hards. Sean Boy, Paul, Guru, and Whitjay, that is 5th through 8th, all on the medium compound tire. Kane and Chris Zip on the hards in 9th and 10th. Electric Entree, Gustavo, and Saad, 11th through 13th on the medium compound tire. And ASAP Loggy rounding out the field here on the hards. So that is 5 hard compound runners and 9 mediums rounding out the field here tonight in AM3. Anybody else having any predictions, any inquiries while we wait for everybody to join up? Those who are a fan of the MLB, Whitjay, oh no. Whitjay, I'm not gonna be able to get you in before the lap starts, so unfortunately for you, I'm gonna have to wait for a second. Oh no, not the game. Whitjay, give me a second. We're in the formation lap now, or at the end of the formation lap now. I will get you in as soon as we complete ourselves out of here, unless somebody else gets him in prior. which I do not suggest. I couldn't think of the word, that was terrible. Alright, let's see what we got here. We're gonna go on board with the outside pole sitter, food, Kool-Aid Man. As everybody starts to line up, here we go. We have 14 cars on the grid. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And away we go here at Sao Paulo. The Ferrari gets a little bit of a bogged down start. We have the Aston Martin alongside. We have a little bit of chaos. Looks like in the midfield. Whoa. Gonna go through. It looks like Kane had some problems there. Guru had some problems as well. Oh, Sod is off into the infield there. That's interesting. Chris Zipp is into the back there as well. So both AlphaTauris had a little bit of issues. The Williams and the Alpine also had issues. Through the front here, it looks like it sorted itself out. The front three looks like they've already disappeared. DK is trying to go. He's got Hood Kool-Aid Man 3/10 behind him. Red Arrow is also planning on the back. Great Ape is struggling to keep up at the moment. Sean Boy is 3/10 of a second off the Alpine for 4th place. And then you have the Calamities. You have Witjay, Paul, Guru, Electric Entree right there. Then you have Asaph Loggy, Gustavo, Chris Zipp, and Kane. And then in the back you have Sod, which is a very weird place for him to be in. Lap 1 is now over. Mr. BK is still in the lead. Hood Kool-Aid Man is in P2. He's looking for the move on the inside. Makes the overtake into the Senna S, but BK is fighting it. BK takes a track warning. The Ferrari moves into the lead. What a move by the Ferrari. BK is now going to be in trouble. Witjay has joined, so he is now back in his car. Will be back in his car. He'll be glad to know he's in P6 when he takes control of that baby. BK is struggling early on those medium compound tires. I'm wondering if that is by design, but he's burning a lot of batteries, so it may not be. He might just be struggling for pace. Hood Kool-Aid Man's decent on ERS already. He's already burned a little over half. Red Arrow out of the front trio is in the greatest of conditions as far as ERS management is concerned. He's got almost 3/4 of a tank to burn. BK is a little under half. Hood Kool-Aid Man's a little under half. That's the thing around about Interlagos here. If you're not in a DRS train early, then you're in trouble. Completely in trouble. If you lose the pack, you might as well just park it, because it turns into one DRS train, and if you're not part of it, forget it. Alright, we have DRS enabled as we go down the Retro Repulsor for the 3rd time into Destino del Lago. Red Arrow in the Aston Martin, looking, is not going to make the overtake into Destino del Lago this time around as he goes into the Senna Arrow, the infield. It looks like Kane DNF'd out of Curva del Sol. But his car is moving. That is very, very suspicious that his car is still moving. So that may need to go into the storage room, unfortunately, but we'll see soon enough. Oh, Sod on the inside of Chris Zipp, giving him a little bit of a love tap, forces Zipp off the track, and Hassad does not make the overtake. He stays back into P13. Fair sportsmanship by the Williams. Hood Kool-Aid Man now is going up the hill toward turn 1 as we are completing the 3rd lap here. That is dangerous with that pit entry line. I don't know if you necessarily can do that. Oh, Hood Kool-Aid Man and Red Arrow, oh my goodness. Make contact, oh my god, oh my god. Oh, Great Ape got collected in that. Great Ape's gonna get, oh, Great Ape, Red Arrow's got a drive-through penalty. That is severe. Oh, no. Red Arrow, I had a promising start, and he has to serve a drive-through. He's going to need a safety car now to make it through to the rest of the race here. Great Ape was very unfortunate, got caught right into the middle of that. Electric Entree. Wow, Electric Entree's in 5th. That is a little bit of a surprise this far. Kane, unfortunately, I don't know as far as pressing A or X or whatever button is for PC. We should, like, there's something in place for that, but we can't necessarily enforce it because I don't know who is doing what. But that incident with Red Arrow might have been, wow, as we got penalties now for speeding into the pit lane. That's what happened. Maybe the EA update kind of jazzed everything up, unfortunately. But unfortunately, there's really nothing I can do. So I do apologize, kind sir. The only thing that we can do as far as an admin standpoint is to try to look into the problem and see if there's a way to rectify it. But now we are lap 5, almost completing lap 5, and BK is in second behind this gentleman on screen, Hood Kool-Aid Man, who was also involved in that little spin tough with Mr. Red Arrow. That may or may not get looked into by the storage crew as well. In third, rounding out the podium places, is Sean Boy, with Witjay 4.5, almost 5 seconds behind in P4. Then the Cavalcade is coming there. Paul is in P5, Gru's in 6th, Gustavo in 7th, ASAP Loggy, Electric Entree is in 9th, so he went from 5th to 9th in a matter of 1 lap. And then you have Sod, who is finally into the void, as the Williams fought his way back into P10, but that's a DRS train for 4 guys right there. No, that's not right. Fastest lap right now is an 11.6, and that is by Red Arrow in P12. So the fastest lap point is not in play currently, as we are in lap 6 now of 36. This is a long race as far as lap counter wise. Electric Entree gets 3 seconds for multiple warnings. We have a Williams, it looked like a Williams of Sod, oh my god. Chris Zip running into the front wing of Sod. I don't know if he's got wing damage, it looks like he might. Chris Zip looks okay, which is weird. Electric Entree. If Sod has wing damage, there's a Haas that just went off. Electric Entree just went off towards sector 3. It looks like the Williams does not have a front right end plate. Jeez. Thanks, EA. I see you in the chat there, Kane. Sod stays out on that wing. I'm not sure why he would do that. I didn't realize I had the intervals off. I do apologize. Okay. Looks like the hotly contested battle on track right now is for P5? No, P6. That is Paul and ASAP Loggy. ASAP Loggy started 14th, and 7 laps in, he's already up to 6th. That is absolute scenes by that gentleman there. I do apologize. Wow, I'm yawning tonight. I don't know what's going on with me. The Williams is not going to have DRS heading up the hill, so he just lost all of that. ASAP Loggy does not have DRS as well. Gru's making the overtake in the P4 over Winche. Nice move by the Mercedes. Oh, for the Ferrari man. But both Ferraris are still in the top 5, so right now it's a banner day for the Ferrari duo. But right now, the focus for the AM3 side of things for Red Bull, BK and Sean Boy are doing what they need to do. They're both on the podium places. Williams, their closest competitor, has no points currently. Sod has been fast enough to get himself into the points. He was in P10 for a little bit, and now he has no front wing. He's going to need a safety car. as we might get one through Sector 2. That was Gustavo in the infield, but he gets it going in the correct direction. So therefore, he is back in check. We have Hood Kool-Aid Man. He is staying out. Looked like he was going to dive in there for a second, but he ends up staying out. The Ferrari driver is up by almost 5 seconds now over the Red Bull of BK, and then another second and a half, almost 2, to Shamboy. ASAP Loggy passing Gru for 5th. They're fighting for 5th. Witche is right ahead of them as well, so the battle for 4th is now going to get very interesting. ASAP Loggy getting past Gru. ASAP Loggy all over the back of the Ferrari. The Ferrari goes defensive. The Alfa Romeo holds on to it, but he's going to stay back. ASAP Loggy still in current top 5 position, which is a great run by him this early on. But with the Ferrari holding him up, Gru may have something for the return trip going up the hill. We're just going to wait and see. Paul is waiting in the wings in P7 to join this fight. He's only a second and quarter back. Oh boy, I'm going to need some coffee by the time tomorrow comes around. I have to go to work. So Deathstorm's going to have a long night. As ASAP Loggy has DRS, he's going to go up the hill now. We're going to go back on board with the Alfa Romeo. Again, Witche goes defensive. The Alfa Romeo of ASAP Loggy tries to make the overtake on the outside. He's going to have the inside for turn 2. But Witche has the overspeed through Curva del Sol. Now down the Retro Aposto into Destino del Lago we go for lap 10 here. And the Alfa Romeo stays behind. Currently, he is still in P5. Gru is going to be drifting. Actually, Gru's drifted back behind this battle, waiting for perhaps one of these two to make a mistake and either take each other out or just one. Ooh, excuse me. Burpee McBurpingtons tonight, jeez. ASAP Loggy is still there. He is going to be looking to get past that Ferrari, but I don't know if he's got the overspeed enough to keep him behind. We're going to find out what the Alfa Romeo does. He might have a better run going up the hill on this occasion. Again, Witche is going defensive. ASAP Loggy is able to get there, but the Ferrari's still on the inside. ASAP Loggy has the corner. He forces Witche off the track a little bit. He's able to get into P4, but Witche's also got Gru for company now. So this might turn into a problem for Witche, as he's going to get potentially overtaken by 2, but never mind that, because Witche gets back into P4, returns the favor, forcing ASAP Loggy wide. It brings Gru completely into play now. So 4th, 5th, and 6th is going to be the hotly contested battle on the track now, as they are 10.5, almost 11 seconds away from the podium places. Grade 8 makes an overtake on Red Arrow. That's for P10. This is going to sound weird for me to say, but Sod may be guaranteed no points here tonight, because he is currently 1 lap down to the leaders. Both Red Bulls just got by. Hood Kool-Aid Man is almost a sector ahead. ASAP Loggy is a little too far back. Grade 8 getting 3-second time penalty for track extension warning. ASAP Loggy in the inside of the Senna S is going to make the move. Nice move by the Alfa Romeo. Into Curva del Sol we go. Into the Retro Aposto. The Ferrari is closing. On the outside we go. The Ferrari makes the overtake in Destino del Lago. Makes it stick. Forces. Oh my god. Oh! Witche! No! No! And that brings out a safety car. Witche! No! Oh! ASAP Loggy, Witche were fighting so well for P4. I just caught a little bit of the ending to that. Oh, ASAP Loggy gets a drive-through for speeding under safety car, not paying attention to the Delta. Oh man, oh man. What makes you say that, Red Arrow? Because if that's the case, we are at a point now where we can't rerun it. Is anybody else also having issues? ASAP Loggy getting 5 seconds for speeding into the pit lane. Do you think it'd just be your connection if Great Ape never passed you and the lag issue was in play? That could be a thing. Unfortunately, I've been having issues with lag in lobbies lately. But then again, Great Appalachian Mountain Internet is kind of killing me at the moment. Like I said, we're already past lap 3, so no matter what happens now, it's going to end up being at least half points from this point, which is at point of safety car, which would have been lap 12. But if everybody kept leaving all of a sudden and you just rejoined the lobby, that just means that you lagged out. That just individually means you lagged out. I had that problem last night, and I had to rejoin. Hopefully it's now fixed for you. Just keep me in tune, everybody in the chat. Please and thank you. I would greatly appreciate it. Just checking some other stuff going. Yeah, like I said, just keep an eye on it. Let's just keep an eye on it. We'll figure it out. If it lags to the point where the safety car causes an issue, it's going to end up being, at this point, it's going to end up being half points from lap 12. As it sits right now, we are in lap 14. Hood Kool-Aid Man does lead the way under the safety car. Was Sada let through by chance? He was, so he got his lap back. Yeah, you definitely were having a great battle there with ASAP Loggy. It was clean for the most part. You ran wide and the curve got you. Okay, that's what I saw at the end. That curve down into and through Decina del Lago is absolutely deadly. If you look at that thing the wrong way, you invalidate, and if you try to snarl at it, it's just gonna spit you up and throw you about. Which is very unfortunate. Hood Kool-Aid Man, though, right now is picking up the slack. He is in the lead. Sausage curbs. No, those are what I'd call in the olden days auto spin curbs at this point in time. Those who are old enough to remember for PlayStation 3 F1 Championship Edition, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Where pretty much if you just looked at a curb the wrong way, the car would go yeet, and then you're into a wall or another car. You know that game was tough when you are Fernando Alonso in the Renault starting in last and you make your way through the field only to spin on an auto curb like 200 feet from the finish line and still finish last. safety car topic of the day so far. We have ourselves two, not just one, but two Game 7s in the Major League Baseball playoffs. One of which is going on right now between the Houston Texans and the Texas Rangers. There is somebody that might be potentially in the chat that is a Texas Rangers fan, and I don't want to spoil anything, so as far as that is concerned, I will let that go. And last night, earlier this afternoon, the Arizona Diamondbacks did force Game 7 over the Philadelphia Phillies. As an Atlanta Braves fan, that made me smile and chuckle. Go Diamondbacks, as safety car will be in this lap. Hood Kool-Aid Man, oh no, electric entree with another 5 seconds for a collision with Ape. It's all starting to fall apart a little bit here. As now we are back underway here at Interlogos, as Hood Kool-Aid Man leads them through the Senna S for the 16th time. It looks like we have a decent getaway from all the drivers involved. Great Ape and Gustavo fighting for what is P9 at the moment. It may turn into a 3 or 4 car battle at the back here between all 4 of these guys. This is crazy. Gustavo's leading it at the moment. Oh my god, he's getting shoved off. He's getting shoved wide. Gustavo dropped all the way down into P10, but wow. Great Ape did not take advantage of it, and Gustavo spins around. Oh my god. Chris Zip does stay away. Unfortunate for Gustavo there. It looks like he's okay. The car is moving, and it doesn't look like he's got any damage, so that's good. That always was going to lead into problems. 4 wide into that area of the track is just not in the cards. It never usually is. Hood Kool-Aid Man right now is on the soft compound tire. He's definitely going to be going for another pit stop at this point. He might go medium soft, but he sets the fastest lap of the race. BK is 2.5 seconds behind. And let's just put it this way there, Mr. Witche. The Season 12 DNF of Deathstorm Award officially goes to you right now. If you paid attention to last season in AM2, I DNF'd in 11, well, not 11 straight races, but 6 straight races. I didn't score points for almost a month and a half, almost 2.5 months. I DNF'd in 6 straight races. I was just frustrated to high heaven. When did this happen? I wasn't even paying attention, but ASAP Loggy. Oh, BK on the hard compound tire. But ASAP Loggy is in P2. From 14th to 2nd, but he's almost 4 seconds adrift of the leader. DRS is enabled. ASAP Loggy goes into the pits, so there goes that. That's crazy. ASAP Loggy was pre-2 on track. Okay, and then he ends up pitting, so he is now down into P11. According to Kane, the lobby was messed up as well, but nobody else has really said anything. Let me take a look in the Discord chat here while we have a somewhat lull there, as we have a little bit of a lag spike. Not terrible, but take a look here. Oh man. Jeez. I don't know what to say to that. Like, and now at this point we're at halfway, so we are definitely at that crossover point where half points are being awarded. Another another 5 or 6 laps or so, and the race will become full points. My podium prediction is pretty well in check, though. Both Red Bulls and Hood Kool-Aid Man right now. ASAP Loggy getting 3 seconds. Sada's up in the P4. The poor people. I'm a poor person. I get screwed every week. EA says, pick me, pick me, pick me, like I'm a little puppy in a window at a pet shop waiting to be adopted. Or I could be that puppy in the back corner going, I can't believe I just did that. I cannot believe I just made pet sounds. That is absolutely hilarious. Never a dull day in the AM3 chat room. BK actually it looked like he might have let Sean Boy overtake him. I'm not 100% sure. Sean Boy has a to-do 7 seconds now to Hood Kool-Aid Man in front. It's actually 8 seconds now. There is 17 to go here. Let's see if BK and Sean Boy put their master stroke of teammateism in play. Fastest lap has definitely changed. Oh. Interesting. Yeah, fastest lap definitely changed. Hood Kool-Aid Man with the 10.9 currently. But he's on the soft compound tires, so he's going to end up having to pit at some point. As we go around the field here in Interlagos, as we have now completed 20 laps here, Hood Kool-Aid Man is in the lead. Sean Boy is 9 seconds adrift in P2. BK is out of DRS range of his teammate. He's sitting in P3 though. Sod is in P4. That is the one car BK and the Red Bull boys did not want to see. Gru is in the top 5. He's sitting in 5th. Paul is right behind him in 6th. Great Ape is right behind him in P7. Then a little 6 seconds back, Chris Zip is in 8th. ASAP Loggy, who's pit from P2, he is in 9th. Electric Entree right now is currently running up the top 10. Red Arrow and Gustavo, P11 and P12 respectively. Red Arrow giving Electric Entree a small nudge. And Aston Martin's going to make the overtake before the DRS zone. Heading down the Retro Pasta into Destino del Lago. Aston Martin is going to be in the lead of this duo. So there's that. Going back up, Hood Kool-Aid Man has now separated himself a little further from Sean Boy. He is now 10 seconds ahead. The Ferrari man is starting to just run away with this tonight. Lap 22:36. He got a little bit to go. It looks like we have a third of the race left. BK and Sean Boy may just want to stay battling or to stay consistent enough to keep the Williams at bay. But also, Saad has penalties, so that's going to come into play later on, as well as Gustavo is attempting to approach. Great Ape sitting in P6 currently, right behind Gru. Paul's in P7, right behind the duo of them. Chris Zip and ASAP Loggy battling for 8th and 9th, and it looked like ASAP Loggy ran wide. It might have been 2 track extension warnings there from the Alfa Romeo. Electric Entree is in P11, which, I mean, he's still running, so that's a win for the Ferrari team. Electric Entree is in P11. Hood Kool-Aid Man is still our leader. He is almost 10 seconds, 10 and a half actually away. Gru and Great Ape battling through the Senna S. Great Ape's going to make the overtake. Great Ape moves into P5, but yeah, Mr. Cruz all over the back of Great Ape. For the Alpines, that is a desperate move for the Alpine not to give up the position there. They still have somewhat of a constructor's fight on their hands, as Great Ape, well, his teammate Kane was essentially taken out earlier. Okay, we have not really much going on as far as battling on track. Everything's now pretty spread out here on lap 24 as we are approaching lap 20. Well, no, lap 24. The Curva del Sol we go. Gustavo is sitting in the whistle. Gustavo. Okay, Hood Kool-Aid Man BK. Alright, we'll stay on board here with, actually, we'll stay on board with his teammate. We'll go with Mr. Sean Boy. He is in P2. It is now starting to close up a little bit. It's now just flirting with 10 seconds. It was a little overboarded earlier this season. BK is all over the back of Sean Boy. I wonder if Sean Boy is just going to let him go, or... Okay, sorry for the silence there. Just taking a look at some stuff. Real quick. We are now 12 laps away from finishing here in Interlagos. Saad getting a 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. That is going to effectively end his race. He might honestly just DNF it. I don't know. 5 seconds without any more safety cars in play is going to be an issue for the Williams to mainstay take in the points. Even. Oh, jeez. BK is still all over the back of Sean Boy. I don't know if they are playing BK is faster, let me get tugged along, or honestly, not really battling, but each other getting DRS might be easier. My personal opinion. Hood Kool-Aid Man is now approaching the start-finish straight as he dives it into the pits. He is getting off those soft compound tires now as we are down to 11 laps to go. Sean Boy is going to inherit the lead here. BK is in P2. This is very interesting if the teammates are going to fight it out. Hood Kool-Aid Man drops to third. Chris Zip is also into the pit lane, but he's going to be of no danger to anybody, it looks like. Yeah, he tucks in right behind the Red Bulls. But, alright, Sean Boy. Great Ape is now up into P3 as well. Gru is in P4. Hood Kool-Aid Man from the lead drops to P5. Alright, Hood Kool-Aid Man all over the back of Gru there. Let's see if Sean Boy is going to yield for Mr. BK to try to keep the gap to Great Ape as it is, if not extend it. Both Red Bulls are sitting 1-2 currently. Okay, BK's all over the back of his teammate now. Let's see what BK decides to do. Both Red Bulls are staying stationary through Destino del Lago, which is very nice to hear. Okay. Just looking through some stuff, I do apologize. Bit of a lag there. Hood Kool-Aid Man on grade A, catching the end of that one. That was a nice move by the Ferrari, getting back into the podium places. And he is probably on the softs to the end. I would imagine they're going to make it after the two stop that the Ferrari driver had. He's only got 6 seconds in theory to the lead. BK and Sean Boy letting each other switch places again. Oh, this battle for 3 is heating up pretty decently. Hood Kool-Aid Man's down to 5.5 seconds. This is going to be a charge and a half for that Ferrari driver. Assad sets the fastest lap with a 1:10.8 for Williams. Right now that is good enough for P7, which is points for the Ferrari. Okay. Under 5 seconds now is the gap. Okay. Sorry for the little lull and dead in the action here, as we have a car out wide. That is Gru in this infield. Unfortunately, he was having a solid race, but he only bumped down to P7, so not a lot of damage done, but some damage nonetheless. Okay, we are now approaching lap 29 and 36. Okay, Paul and Saad battling for P5. Saad makes the overtake stick, and the Williams is into P5. He's got his next target is going to be grade A for P4. Saad makes quick work of the lap car of the Haas of Electric Entree. As now the gap is almost 3 seconds between Hood Kool-Aid Man and BK and P1. And we shall see what the Red Bull duo decide to do. They're definitely going to go to the end of the race on those compounds of tires. Hood Kool-Aid Man shut that down by a second. The Ferrari is in DRS range. This is going to get very interesting, as we have yellow sector 2, but now is green. This is going to be very interesting here. We have Ferrari is closing, staying back. Ferrari man is looking for the overtake on one of the Red Bulls. That is Sean Boy, but Sean Boy is not going to have any of it. Hood Kool-Aid Man making the move on Sean Boy. Nice move by the Ferrari, squeezing in, and Hood Kool-Aid Man making the overtake on BK. Question mark, does make it stick, but I think he might have made that stick a little too soon. We have 7 laps to go, it'll be 6 this time by. But both Red Bulls are going to have DRS on each other here. And the Ferrari is going to be a sitting duck going up the hill here, as Chris Zipper is retired. Oh my god, Chris Zip heading towards Jean Cao has retired and left the session. That is not a safety car. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I would have loved to have caught that. I don't know what happened there. BK is now 6/10 behind the Ferrari of Hood Kool-Aid Man. Those soft compound tires are coming in clutch for the Ferrari. Lap car, it looks like the AlphaTauri. It looks like if Gustavo needs to get out of the way, and he does for the most part. So great driving and situational awareness from that gentleman. Okay. Oh, it's like definitely spread out a little bit. We have some DRS points somewhere. We don't have DRS points somewhere. Very interesting. This is going to be 5 laps now. Okay, so we have 5 laps when we get to the line now. Mr. Hood Kool-Aid Man has led most of the race, to be fully honest. And he's looking to stay in the front end of the field here. He has built up a gap of 2 seconds, almost 2.5 of Mr. BK in P2. Sean Boy is right behind him in P3. That's another half a second behind. So both both Red Bulls and the Ferrari are into the front 3 positions, which is Deathstorm strikes again so far. A lot could happen here in Interlagos in 5 laps. Great Ape has moved up in the P4 after everything is said and done. Saadai is in P5, but he's got penalties. 4 drivers actually have penalties. Let's take a look at them. Great Ape has 3 seconds. Saad has 8. That's not going to affect his finishing position from the looks of it. Electric Entree with 3 and ASAP Loggy with 6. ASAP Loggy, though, had a great start to that race. He was sitting very, very well in hand of everything, but just had some bad luck. Sean Boy making the overtake on BK. It looks like it. Yes, Sean Boy into P2. His Red Bull teammate's not going to be giving him too much of an issue on the overtake there. 3 and 2/3 laps to go here at Interlagos as the Ferrari just passed the sector 1 line heading into Decina del Lago, and now both Red Bulls have done the same. Saad in P5, 5 seconds, almost 6 seconds adrift. He is, or P4 rather. He is under threat to go into P5 by Great Ape there. And then after that, it just spread out. 13.5, almost 14 seconds. Red Arrows in 7th, 5 seconds off of that one. Gru's another second and almost a quarter behind. Very spread out now as we have 4 laps to go. I don't necessarily want to keep featuring these 3 gentlemen, but they are just been heads and shoulders above everybody else tonight. As we have now approached 3 to go. Sean Boy on the inside makes the overtake. The Red Bull duo is now starting to work together. But I think they realized it a little too late because Hood Kool-Aid Man's on those fresh soft compound tires and he is checked out. He's pitted for a new set of softs. He said he don't want to be sending you a postcard from Aberdeen, Washington. And I have no idea why I picked Aberdeen, Washington. I just felt like picking Aberdeen, Washington. Alright, so Great Ape with 3 seconds now. That not going to affect too much. Saad might be able to keep 4th for the time being if everything is right. Okay. We have now 2 to go here, as we will stay on board with Hood Kool-Aid Man through the duration of the next 2 laps. At this point, no more safety cars as well. We are at full race distance. So anybody who crashes out of the top 10, unfortunately, I feel sorry for you. And anybody after that also crashing into the top 10 will receive 15 points. Gustavo had a penalty. I did not catch what it was. Okay. Red Arrow 3-second time penalty. A lot of these time penalties are coming late in the race, unfortunately. As the Ferrari of Hood Kool-Aid Man is on a leisurely stroll up and down the West Coast. I think the West Coast might be the same. Final lap here, coming up to the line for Mr. Hood Kool-Aid Man. Alright. Down the Retro Pasta and Decina Del Lago for the last time is Hood Kool-Aid Man. He is going up the hill into the infield. 8 seconds is the gap between him and Seanboy in P2. BK is sitting in P3. Both Red Bulls are going to be into the podium places, as it looks like for the final time here tonight. We have Hood Kool-Aid Man into the infield section, heading toward and down the hill. Zhang Kao is going to be his final obstacle here tonight. Has been a pretty flawless race, all due told, from the Ferrari driver. He is coming through turns 13, 14, and 15 now. He is already weaving across the track in celebration, and quite frankly, he deserves it. Hood Kool-Aid Man wins the Brazilian Grand Prix. Seanboy is going to finish in P2, it looks like, and BK is going to round out the podium. Oh, that was close. That was close, but Seanboy P2, BK P3, Great Ape, great finishing up to P4. Saad Niaz is going to finish in P5. He actually might lose that P5. Paul's only 6 seconds adrift. That 5-second penalty is going to hurt him. Red Arrow, oh my god. Saad losing P5 to Paul. Paul getting a top 5 here. We'll go through the rest of the race results momentarily. That's a great race by the Mercedes driver, or not the Mercedes, the McLaren driver. Driver of the day, Saad. Yeah, I would have to agree with that. Saad definitely driver of the day for tonight's race. Let me pull up some stuff I need to find out for next week. We are gonna be okay. Let's slow this down. All right. As the Ferrari getting the trophy, I believe this is Hood Kool-Aid Man's 3rd win here in AM3. Mr. Statistician, BK, you have all that, so we should take a look momentarily. Oh boy. We got... Let me take a look here. Took a picture. Alright. But we have Hood Kool-Aid Man winning here at Brazil. Seanboy P2, BK P3, Grade A P4, Paul rounding out the top 5, Saad in 6th, Red Arrow in 7th, Gru in 8th, Electric Entre scoring points for Haas in 9th, and Gustavo in 10th, ASAP logging P11. We lost Chris Zip, Witch and Kane early on, unfortunately. I can't get to the race director, so unfortunately it's going to be on you guys to do so. A little bit from my point of view of the race. Brazil early on always seems to produce some very good racing, and that's how it kind of started, and it did stale off a little bit. We had the safety car to spice things up, but some races are like that. Some races can't be action packed throughout, which has been one of those. But it's okay. It was still a great race for the most part. Looking to see what they do for next week. And as we go through here, like I've already said, congratulations to the Ferrari driver of Hood Kool-Aid Man, winning the Brazilian Grand Prix. The Red Bull duo of Seanboy and BK, 2nd and 3rd as well. For tomorrow's action here in Contest of Speed, we have EU3, that is 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time over in the States, 9 p.m. UK 10 p.m. Central European, and tomorrow night 9 p.m. Eastern Standard, and that is 3 p.m. Central or 3 a.m. Central European, 2 a.m. in the UK. That will be AM2 facing the Sao Paulo Interlagos circuit here in Brazil. For all of AM3, for my co-commentator B. Schultz, who was not here tonight, hopefully everything is all well, and I will see you next week. As far as everybody else in AM3, this is Deathstorm. We will see you guys next week on the hallowed grounds of the sunny Silverstone circuit for the British Grand Prix. Until then, everybody stay well, stay safe, and I will see you guys next week.